Welcome back to Music Theory Logic. My name's Andrew, and today is another I Wish I Knew. And today it's somewhat broad, but it's an I wish I knew that when I started a band, I was starting a business. And this is something that, again, this whole series is about me coming up with pieces of information that if I could have told my younger self, I would have saved myself a lot of heartache or just figured this music stuff out faster. So the band and a business. So whether you are a band, as in a group of people that get together to perform or write some kind of music, or you're in some sort of collaborative project where you and a friend show up in DJ clubs, or perhaps you are a one person, man or woman, one person, or other whatever. Perhaps you on your own are creating music. In any of these scenarios, the number one thing to think about is to approach this like a business. I think these issues are much more common and helpful in a collaborative situation, which is why this is about sort of a band. So if you are a one-person performer, writer, you could adapt some of these for you. So the number one thing about looking at your band as a business is that you want to keep track of some sort of operating agreement. So when somebody starts a business, they typically have an operating agreement that basically structures out how the business is going to work, how payment's going to work, who's responsible for what happens when there's a dispute. It could be a really good idea for those of you out there in bands to create a broad operating agreement. This is what I do. This is what I promise to do. If I don't do X or Y, this is what I think is a reasonable consequence, whatever. Believe it or not, I think that even if it's not like super specific, it's just like my former band, me at 18 with a bunch of friends of mine. It wouldn't be the most sophisticated operating agreement, but just by laying that stuff out in a written method that you could refer to when disputes or conflicts come up, I think that would be super, super helpful. And two, it just kind of puts you in the frame of mind that even if your goal with your band isn't to make money or make a living, it's still a business. Perhaps it's a nonprofit business. Perhaps profit isn't the goal. But you're going to run into some expenses. It costs money to put gas in your car and get to a performance. So you're going to want to figure out how you're going to come up with that money for gas. Perhaps you are a solo performer and money's not a goal and you have a job. You're set, so you don't necessarily need to listen to that. But for the younger version of myself, I was sold, as many of us are, a really romantic idea of the music industry. I think that a lot of that romanticism is super helpful. It's like the reason a lot of us fall in love with music, but it's important to remember that at the end of the day, our favorite bands or our favorite performers were operating as a business. They had to get a certain amount of things done. They had a product. They got the product to buyers. All of that has changed with the way it works, but just think about it like a business. And on the second piece of advice I have for you band members out there is manage your books like your business. So I can't tell you how many shows that I performed at when we were paid cash. We split up money. This is at the end of the night when we're tired. Perhaps we've been drinking because we were playing in a bar. I think it's a really good idea to pick somebody in your band or bring a friend in to sort of manage the expenses and the money in. I think that is super helpful. The more mature bands that I come in contact with, where I'm at now in my career, where I'm a music producer, I love writing my own music. I've done videos on that. I also love working with other artists to help them finish their music or create something that they're really proud of. And I think that looking at this like a business will really help. If you found this helpful, you'd help me out by subscribing to the channel. I come on and do these rants all the time. If you are an aspiring musician, I hope that you find little pieces of information that help you in the future. If you're a peer of mine, another musician out there just trying to figure out what's going on in the business, I'm there with you. It's a crazy world we're in. I'm always interested in meeting other people who are interested in music or involved in music. You can join our Discord server linked below or leave a comment. I'm trying to build a community here where our goal is to make great music and to kind of demystify how music's made and why one piece of music is not better than another piece of music based on how it's performing in the market. So have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.